Good morning students, once again welcome back to the physics class. Already we know last week I started our third unit, magnetism and magnetic effects of electric current. In this lesson today we should learn about few topics. Now next one is recapitulation. We know already in previous class we discussed about potential energy of a bar magnet placed in a uniform magnetic field. So total concept already explained yesterday's class, that what is the final expression of the potential energy of a bar magnet placed in a uniform magnetic field. So what is the final expression? U is equal to, U means potential energy, U is equal to Pb of cos theta 2 minus cos theta 1. This is the expression of the potential energy of a bar magnet placed in a uniform magnetic field. Now after that I considered some cases, then I found potential energy expressions. Correct. So this is the yesterday's class. Now we will discuss about today's class. Now learning objectives. In this module today we are going to learn about magnetic properties. Okay, that magnetic properties are magnetizing field, magnetic permeability and intensity of magnetization, magnetic induction and magnetic susceptibility. About these 5 concepts today we are going to learn. So please listen carefully. Magnetic properties. Now in every day in our life we are using so many materials. Correct, we are using so many materials. In that materials, all the materials we use are not magnetic materials. Whatever we are using the materials in daily life, that all the metals are not magnetic materials. Maybe some metals are magnetic and maybe some metals are non-magnetic. Okay, so our first point here, all the materials we use are not magnetic materials. Okay, now all the magnetic materials will not have same behavior. Whatever the magnetic materials are there, different magnetic materials having different behaviors. Okay, not having all the magnets same behavior. Okay, all the magnetic materials having some parameters. Each and every magnetic material having some parameters. Okay, based on these parameters we can identify the magnetic material behavior. Each and every magnetic material having some parameters. What is that parameters? Now next we should discuss. Okay, so each and every magnetic material having some parameters. Based on these parameters we can identify the magnetic material behavior. What is the use of these parameters? We can easily identify the behavior of the magnetic material. Okay, suppose iron is there, iron is the magnetic material, right? So by the use of these parameters we can easily identify that magnetic behavior of that iron, because iron is the example of the magnetic material. Okay, now this is the explanation about the magnetic properties. Now we should discuss about the parameters. What is that parameters? Now we should see. As I explained above, each and every magnetic material having parameters. Okay, some basic parameters. What is that basic parameters? Magnetizing field, magnetic permeability, intensity of magnetization, magnetic induction and magnetic susceptibility. So these 5 are the parameters of any magnetic material. Okay, so each and every material having basic parameters. These 5 are that basic parameters. Now we should discuss about these 5 basic parameters. Magnetizing field. You know already what is a magnetic field, correct? So it is a little bit different. It's not magnetic field, it is a magnetizing field. Okay, now we will discuss about this topic. The definition of the magnetizing field is the magnetic field which is used to magnetize a sample is called the magnetizing field. Once again, the magnetic field which is used to magnetize a sample is called the magnetizing field. Magnetize means it is converting normal material to magnetic material. Here what is the meaning of the magnetize? Magnetize means that material is converted to magnetic material. Which material? Any normal material. Okay, normal material is converted into the magnetic material. So this procedure we should call as the magnetize. Okay, magnetize means what? We are converting normal material to, not we are converting of normal material to magnetic material is called the magnetizing. Okay, magnetize means that's. Okay, here sample means any material, name that one, like iron, nickel, cobalt, that. Okay, so from this diagram I will explain this topic. Will you see in the middle that violet color, that is the magnet. Okay, we know already each and every magnet having around this region some amount of magnetic field. So that magnetic field will be indicating here the yellow color. Okay, so that yellow color region is the magnetic field region of the magnet. Okay, in this magnetic field I am placing one sample. Sample is nothing but a one iron material. Okay, in that magnetic field region I am placing one sample. Will you observe the diagram? I placed one sample, correct? So suppose we can take that sample is the iron material. Okay, iron. According to our definition, what is the magnetizing field? The magnetic field which is used to magnetize a sample is called the magnetizing field. So magnetizing field is nothing but a magnetic field only, but at what condition we should call that magnetic field is the magnetizing field? Whenever that magnetic field is converting the sample to magnetic material. Suppose I will tell you here, in that magnetic field, that yellow color region, I placed one sample, that is the iron material. I told you already. But after some time, that iron material is converted to magnetic material. So this magnetic field, that yellow color region, that is the magnetic field. That magnet, by the use of that magnetic field region only, our sample is converted to magnetic material, correct? By the use of that magnetic field. Why this our sample is converted to magnetic material? Because of that magnetic field. Okay, so this sample is converting to the magnetic material. In these cases, in these conditions, we should call this magnetic field is nothing but a magnetizing field. Okay, that sample is not converted into the magnetic material. In that cases, we won't call this is the magnetizing field. This is normally magnetic field only. Okay, whenever the sample will be converted to the magnetic material only, we should call this is the magnetizing field. Okay, so once again please see the definition. The magnetic field which is used to magnetize a sample is called magnetizing field. Okay, so whenever that magnetic field is converting the sample to the magnetic material, in that cases only, then only we should call this is the magnetizing field. Okay, then magnetizing field is a vector quantity. Magnetizing field is a vector quantity and it is denoted by capital H. You know already what is a vector means. Vector having magnitude and direction, correct? No. So magnetizing field is a vector quantity. Vector means it's having magnitude and direction also. it is denoted by capital H. So magnetizing field will be denoted by capital H, and its unit is ampere meter inverse, am power minus 1, am power minus 1. A means ampere, m means meter, okay, am power minus 1, am inverse. So this is the units of the magnetizing field. Okay, you can remember this point. What is that? Magnetic field and magnetizing field, both are not same. Okay, magnetizing field is nothing but a magnetic field only, but when we should call this is a magnetizing field? Whenever that magnetic field can be able to convert the normal material to magnetic material, that means magnetize. Whenever magnetic field is magnetizing the material, that time only we should call. Okay, so this is the explanation about the magnetizing field. Our next concept is magnetic permeability. Okay, as usual, we'll see the definition. The magnetic permeability is defined as measure of capacity of the substance to take magnetization. Measure of capacity of the substance to take magnetization. Okay, this definition also, by the use of the below diagram, I would like to explain. So in the diagram, that violet color magnet is there. Around that magnet in white color, some amount of magnetic field is present. Because of that magnetic field is forming. Correct. Now I already explained you in the above concept, magnetizing field. Whenever we are placing a sample in the magnetic field region, that substance, that sample will be converted into magnetic material. Correct. So this concept already we know. Here magnetic permeability means, once again please see the definition. The magnetic permeability is defined as measure of capacity of the substance. What capacity? To take magnetization. To take magnetization. That means whenever you are placing that sample in the magnetic field region of the magnet, that magnet will be converted into the magnetic material, but it won't convert like a 100% magnetic material. It will be convert like a 70%, otherwise 80% or 90%. Okay, so that is that capacity, how much that substance will be take the magnetic power of the magnetic field. Okay, so suppose it is taking 80%, so the capacity of the sample is how much? 80%. Okay, so 80% only it is taking, otherwise 90% that sample will be converted to the magnetic material. So what is the capacity of that sample? 90%. Okay, so here magnetic permeability is nothing but a measure of capacity of the substance. Measure of capacity of the substance. Substance means nothing but a sample. Okay, measure of capacity of the substance to take magnetization. How much the sample, otherwise the substance, is taking the magnetization, how much it is converting, how much percentage, that is the capacity. Okay, so this is the magnetic permeability. What is that? Measure of capacity of the substance to take magnetization. Now here from our textbook I placed some information about the magnetic permeability. Please see this. In free space means empty space. No air is present, like no water is present, no other mediums that and all. Okay, in free space, the permeability is denoted by mu suffix 0. Mu suffix, what is the symbol name? Mu suffix 0. That means we should call that is a mu naught. That one we should call as a mu naught. Okay, and for any medium it is denoted by mu. In free space, the permeability we should denote as a mu naught, mu suffix 0, and in any other mediums we denote it as a only mu. Okay, in any medium we should denote the magnetic permeability as a mu, and any free space we should will be denoted as a mu naught. Okay, now please see that the relative permeability mu r, the relative permeability is the mu r. Relative permeability is nothing but a type of permeability. It is one type. Okay, it is nothing but a type of relative permeability. Okay, so we'll see the definition of that relative permeability. The relative permeability mu r is defined as the ratio between permeability of the medium to the permeability of free space. The ratio between absolute permeability is nothing but a permeability. So the relative permeability mu r is defined as the ratio between absolute permeability of the medium to the permeability of the free space. We know already we are denoting the relative permeability means mu r. So mu r is equal to the ratio between, that means divided by symbol, ratio between absolute permeability, means absolute permeability is nothing but a permeability of the medium, right? Absolute permeability is nothing but a permeability. Okay, so the ratio between permeability of the medium, which term we are denoting? Mu. So in the numerator term I mentioned mu. The ratio between absolute permeability of the medium to permeability of free space. So permeability of free space means which term we denoted before? Mu naught. So mu r is equal to mu by mu naught. This is the formula of the relative permeability. Remember, relative permeability is a type of the permeability. Okay, now we'll see now. Relative permeability is a dimensionless number. Relative permeability is not having any dimensions and has no units. Dimensions it's not having, and units also it's not having. It's an important bit, remember. For free space, the relative permeability is unity. In free space, what is the relative permeability value? Unity, 1. In any free space like vacuum, otherwise air, so mu r value how much? 1. In free space or air or vacuum, free space is nothing but a air or a vacuum. Okay, so in free space the relative permeability value is unity, that means 1. So mu r is equal to 1. In isotropic medium, mu is a scalar. In isotropic medium, mu is a scalar. Scalar means you know already, it's having only magnitude, no direction. But for non-isotropic medium, mu is a tensor. Tensor is nothing but a mathematical tool. I already told you. In isotropic medium, mu is a scalar, but for non-isotropic medium, mu is a tensor. Okay, so this is the explanation about the relative permeability. So here what I explained about the magnetic permeability and the relative permeability. Okay, so this is the explanation about the magnetic permeability. Intensity of magnetization. The definition of the intensity of magnetization is the net magnetic moment per unit volume of the material is known as intensity of magnetization. So once again, the net magnetic moment, which term we can denote P suffix m, right? Pm. The net magnetic moment per unit volume. Volume means we can denote, we know already, V. Per means that is like divided by. So the net magnetic moment per unit volume of the material is known as the intensity of magnetization. So this is the definition of the intensity of magnetization. What is that? Magnetic moment per unit volume. Magnetic moment per unit volume. That means magnetic moment means P, per unit volume means divided by V. So P by V. That is the as like a definition. Okay. Now this intensity of magnetization is a vector quantity. It is a vector quantity. It's having both the magnitude and the direction also. Okay. Now the formula of the intensity of the magnetization is, please see, M is equal to magnetic moment by volume. From the definition only we wrote this formula, magnetic moment per unit volume, correct now? So M bar is equal to magnetic moment by volume is equal to 1 by V into P suffix M bar. So I told you already, this intensity of magnetization we can denote as a M. Okay ma, capital M. Please remember this, intensity of magnetization we can denote as the term capital M. So it is a vector quantity, so we are denoting M bar. So M bar is equal to P bar by V. Sorry, P suffix M bar by V. That P suffix M means we know already magnetic moment. Magnetic moment also vector, so we can denote there also P suffix M whole bar. Okay, so M bar is equal to Pm bar by V. So this is the formula of the intensity of magnetization. Okay, now the SI unit of intensity of magnetization is ampere meter inverse. Ampere meter inverse. So the SI unit of intensity of magnetization is ampere meter inverse. Okay, for a bar magnet of pole strength, for a bar magnet of pole strength. Before going to give the explanation of this intensity of magnetization, first of all, please see the bar magnet here. A bar magnet of pole strength Qm. So each and every pole having pole strength, we know that Q suffix M. Length of this bar magnet is 2L and area of cross section is capital A. Okay, the magnetic moment of the bar magnet is, what is the magnetic moment formula? Pole strength into magnetic length. So here pole strength Q suffix M and magnetic length 2L. So what is the formula of the magnetic moment? Q into 2L. So Q 2L. And volume of the bar magnet is, volume formula we know already, area into length, correct no? Area into length. Area means capital A and length means what is the magnetic length of this magnet? 2L. So what is the volume of 2L A? Okay, the intensity of magnetization for a bar magnet is, now I am going to find the intensity of a bar magnet, intensity of magnetization of a bar magnet. Okay, so actually we know the intensity of magnetization formula. What is that? Magnetic moment by volume. Okay, so that magnetic moment means what? P, volume means V, so P by V. In this bar magnet you already found what is the magnetic moment. What is the magnetic moment? Q suffix M into 2L. And volume also you found. What is the V is equal to 2L A. So please substitute the two values in the formula of intensity of magnetization. Okay, so that no need to take that magnitude that and all, you can cancel directly. The 2L by 2L it will be cancelled, and remaining what is there, m bar is equal to 2L cancel means remaining Qm by A. So Q suffix m by A, that is the remaining value. Okay, so intensity of magnetization capital M is equal to Qm by A. Qm means pole strength, A means area. Qm means pole strength and A means area. Okay, so you can remember this one, M is equal to Qm by A. This means what? For a bar magnet, the intensity of magnetization can be defined as the pole strength per unit area. M is the intensity of magnetization. Qm means magnetic pole strength. A means area. Correct, no? Based on that formula, capital M is equal to Qm by A. Based on that formula, he wrote the definition. What is that? For a bar magnet, the intensity of magnetization can be defined as the pole strength per unit area. Pole strength per unit area. This is the definition of the intensity of magnetization only for a bar magnet only. It's not the standard definition of intensity of magnetization. Okay, it is only the definition of the bar magnet of the intensity of magnetization. Okay, so you can remember it is only for bar magnet intensity of magnetization. Okay, but generally what is the definition of the intensity of magnetization? The net magnetic moment per unit volume. Net magnetic moment per unit volume. Okay, the formula is M is equal to P by P. So this is the explanation about the intensity of magnetization. Okay. Next concept is magnetic induction. Okay, now we should discuss about this topic. The another name of the magnetic induction is total magnetic field. So what is the another name of the magnetic induction? Total magnetic field. Okay, now please all of you see on the screen some matter is displaying. I will explain that matter. When a substance like soft iron bar is placed in a uniform magnetizing field H bar, it becomes a magnet. So what is the meaning of that sentence? When a substance, which is substance like soft iron bar, is placed on an uniform magnetizing field H. So whenever we are placing the soft iron bar in the magnetizing field, what will happen? It becomes a magnet. It becomes a magnet. I already explained about this topic. So which means that substance get magnetized. So whenever you are placing a soft iron in the magnetizing field, that soft iron will becoming a magnet. So that means what? That iron material is magnetizing. Okay, we know that already. So see, the magnetic induction inside the specimen means here that only soft iron bar, otherwise object. Okay, the magnetic induction inside the specimen B bar is equal to the sum of magnetic field B naught bar produced in vacuum. We know already magnetic field we can denote as a B, and here the magnetic induction inside the specimen B bar is equal to sum of the magnetic field B naught bar produced in vacuum. Here the magnetic field is producing in vacuum, so we are denoting here B naught bar, B naught. Okay, produced in vacuum due to the magnetizing field, and magnetic field Bm bar due to the induced magnetization of the substance. So this is the definition of the magnetic induction or total magnetic field. So once again we should see the definition. The magnetic induction inside the specimen B bar is equal to the sum of the magnetic field B naught bar produced in vacuum due to the magnetizing field, and the magnetic field Bm bar due to the induced magnetization of the substance. So please see the formula below I mentioned. That is it is very easy to understand. B bar, this is the magnetic field. B bar is equal to B naught bar plus Bm bar. So B naught bar means what? Magnetic field produced in vacuum. Vacuum means free space, so we denoted here B naught. And Bm bar means magnetic field produced in a medium. Okay, so B bar is equal to B naught bar plus Bm bar, and is equal to mu naught H bar. We know already magnetic field expression. B bar is equal to mu H. B is equal to mu H. We know already. So here B naught bar means mu naught H. Mu naught H plus mu naught I. These values are the values of the magnetic field in vacuum and magnetic field in medium. So the magnetic field in vacuum, what is the value? B naught bar is equal to mu naught H bar. That is the value of B naught, magnetic field in vacuum. And Bm bar means magnetic field in medium, right? So the what is that value? Mu naught I bar. Okay, so that both values he substituted in the place of B naught, in the place of Bm. So total B bar is equal to, after that he make common mu naught. Okay, he make common mu naught, and mu naught he wrote outside, mu naught of H bar plus I bar. This is the expression of the magnetic induction or total magnetic field. B bar is equal to mu naught of H bar plus I bar. Okay, so this is the explanation about the magnetic induction or total magnetic field. Today's our last concept is magnetic susceptibility. So first of all, we should discuss about the definition. It is defined as the ratio between intensity of magnetization and magnetizing field. So what is the magnetic susceptibility definition? Ratio between intensity of magnetization, I already explained before itself, and magnetizing field, this also I already explained. You already know intensity of magnetization, we should denote M, and magnetizing field we should denote capital H, correct? And intensity of magnetization, it is a vector quantity. At the same time, magnetizing field also, it is a vector quantity, so we can denote the bar. So please see the formula. So that magnetic susceptibility we can indicate as a xi. It is looking like a M. Okay, it is looking it is looking like an X. So that is the that name is a xi. Xi suffix M, magnetic susceptibility. M means magnetic and xi means susceptibility. Okay, so the xi suffix M, magnetic susceptibility, is equal to M bar by H bar. M is the intensity of magnetization and H is the magnetizing field. Okay, so totally the ratio between intensity of magnetization and magnetizing field is called the magnetic susceptibility. Okay, so this magnetic susceptibility is a dimensionless quantity. Dimensionless quantity means it's not having any dimensions. Okay, for an isotropic medium, susceptibility is a scalar, and non-isotropic medium, susceptibility is a tensor. Okay, now for an isotropic medium means what? Just you can note it down. Isotropic medium means in which medium the permittivity epsilon and permeability mu are uniform in all the directions. Once again, in which medium permittivity epsilon and permeability mu are uniform in all the directions, that medium we should call, that is the susceptibility. Okay, so for an isotropic medium, susceptibility is a scalar. Scalar means only having magnitude, no direction. And non isotropic medium susceptibility is a tensor. Tensor means it is nothing but a mathematical function, mathematical tool. Okay, so for an isotropic medium, susceptibility is a scalar, and non isotropic medium susceptibility is a tensor. Okay, so this is the explanation about the magnetic susceptibility. Okay, so you can remember this, it is an important. Now from last 20 minutes or more what we discussed, just I would like to revise once again. Just please listen carefully. The first topic, so what is the total topic actually? Properties of magnetic properties. So in that magnetic properties, first property is magnetizing field. So what is the magnetizing field? What I told you, the magnetic field which is used to magnetize a sample is called the magnetizing field. Okay, this is the definition of the magnetizing field. The magnetizing field is a vector quantity and it is denoted by h bar. Its a unit is ampere meter inverse. So next one is magnetic permeability. Magnetic permeability. What is the definition of the magnetic permeability? It is defined as measure of the capacity of the substance to take magnetization. Measure of capacity of the substance to take magnetization is called magnetic permeability. In free space, magnetic permeability we can denote as mu suffix 0, mu naught. Correct. And relative permeability is the one type of the magnetic permeability I told you. And relative permeability we can denote as a mu suffix r, mu r. Okay. And the formula of the relative permeability is mu by mu naught. Mu by mu naught. What is that mu by mu naught? The ratio between absolute permeability. Absolute permeability is nothing but a magnetic permeability. The ratio between magnetic permeability of the medium to permeability of free space. So magnetic permeability of the medium means mu, and permeability of free space means mu naught. So totally mu r is equal to mu by mu naught. Okay, and the next one is intensity of magnetization. What is the intensity of magnetization means? The ratio between magnetic moment per unit volume. Intensity of magnetization is defined as magnetic moment per unit volume. This is the definition. And what is the formula? Actually, which term we can denote the intensity of magnetization? Capital M bar. So capital M bar is equal to magnetic moment by volume. This is the formula. Magnetic moment we can denote as a P bar. Correct. Volume means V. So P bar by V is the formula. Okay. And next one is magnetic induction. Magnetic induction. I told you magnetic induction is nothing but a total magnetic field. Actually, this is another name of the magnetic induction. Okay. So what is the definition of the magnetic induction? The magnetic induction inside the specimen B bar is equal to the sum of magnetic field produced in vacuum due to the magnetizing field and the magnetic field Bm bar due to the induced magnetization of the substance. This is the definition of the magnetic induction. And what is the formula of the magnetic induction? B bar is equal to B naught bar plus Bm bar.
Okay, after substituting the B naught bar and Bm bar, the formula will be converted into V bar is equal to mu naught of H bar plus I bar. Okay, this is the magnetic induction. And last one is magnetic susceptibility. Actually, this susceptibility we can denote the term name. What is that? What I told, xi suffix m, xim. Okay, the definition of the magnetic susceptibility is, it is defined as the ratio of the intensity of magnetization induced in the material due to the magnetizing field, ratio of intensity of magnetization. Intensity of magnetization we can denote capital M bar, and magnetizing field capital H bar. So xi m is equal to capital M by capital H. This is the definition of the magnetic susceptibility. Okay, and this magnetic susceptibility is a dimensionless quantity. This magnetic susceptibility is a dimensionless quantity, and it is a scalar. It is a scalar. So about these 5 topics we learned today's class. I hope you understood this class. You have any doubts means after watching the video, please ask. Thanks for watching.